Hello, my fellow used textbooks with dog-eared pages and booger bookmarks. I'm Mr. Church. Today we're going to be building a newish, modernish house here on the White Springs Golf Club, and we're going to be building a Tudor style. That's not modern. What I meant was it's clean instead of my usual pile of rampant and stagnant fetid shit that I usually build. Now this is, I know, not the first time that people have done Tudor style. I myself have made a Tudor style build, and I'll link that up in the top right corner of your screen because I'm not, if nothing else, I am of course very full of myself, and so why don't you check out my other work because I can't talk about it enough. We're going to start off with this footprint here, but the rant I began was we've done Tudor style builds before, and you've seen it before, but this, we're going to be using the new wall set, and maybe it'll be a little simpler than it has been in the past. Now, ignore all the other walls here, except for those half walls, which we're burning. We're burning those because we're going to double it up. And I'm stacking things, in order to reach it. That's simple, but the other walls, don't worry about that. I'm going to end up changing it anyway, so don't be confused. We're just going to double up these half walls in the front here, and that little indent area is going to, of course, be the front porch thing, or whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about, and I think that that's classic. But when you put the wallpaper on the outside here, obviously it gives a nice Tudor look. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can arrange the walls on a build like this, and I started off with like 3 half wall high kind of build, and you'll see that I changed this later on because I decided that it looked too squat, and Tudor style, I was looking at a bunch of pictures and they seem to be tall and have steeped roofs, and we can't make very steeped roofs unfortunately on this game. But we can at least make it a little taller. So I started off with this being the height that I was going to go for. And so you'll see me put like peaked roofs up here, and obviously that couldn't have been edited out because I don't have the ability to just like cut things out of the video. I would rather it be as long as possible so that you stop watching and so that I have no views. I think that's everyone's goal when they're making content on YouTube. And I was going to use this as the front, but it's got the wood paneling in the wrong spot, so I gotta use a different one, and I think for the wallpaper here, we're gonna go with the rock facing. That's like a dungeon wallpaper, I guess. I think it was on the scoreboard, and I could be wrong about that, because I'm wrong about most things, like I thought that guy was my friend, and then he started pulling my underwear out of my pants and yanked him over my head, and that was really uncomfortable. The wedgie was atomic level, and to this day, I still can feel it. I think it's still up there somewhere. I mean, in terms of things that have gone wrong. Anyway, we're just going to double up some half walls on the side here. And you can just use the, whatever the hell that wall is that we're using. Yeah, that would be nice if I knew what it was. But let's just call it the Flibberty Gibbet wall set. That's, I'm sure, what it's called in the Atom Shop. And this new Flibberty Gibbet wall set is really going to be quite helpful and handy for making the Tudor style because it has this wooden frame paneling, which you can, of course, easily emulate the Tudor look by just doubling it, and so the inside is now the outside, etc., etc. And it's a little tricky because we're just, doubling different bits in different areas. But you can see here, I've decided finally that I was going to make it taller. And so then I added the extra half wall to the top there. And I used full walls on the inside of that front layer because you can just save on budget a little bit. Because that's 2 less walls you have to use, and it's also easier than burning things to double them up. Unfortunately, we're going to do the burning thing over here, though. I mean, it's good to burn things, I think. A little bit of pyromania doesn't go amiss, especially around this time of year. Am I right? I might be I don't know. Let's not worry about who's burning what. Let's just finish doing this. Now, I want to, you probably saw it when you clicked on the video. It's a longer video today. There's a lot of technical stuff happening, and I don't want to cut out things, and I've been accused of going too quickly in the past, so I decided we could slow things down today. We're going to just breathe, It's going to be a nice chill session. It will take an hour and a half. Oh, by the way, put these roofs on and burn them. This is going to be the upper floor, and you want to get these burned while they're in the slanting position for what we're trying to do here today. And then we're going to take the new Flibberty Gibbet roof, which comes with a drywall ceiling, and we're going to snap that in, the flat one in, while those are burned. And this is amazing, but it is important that you do it this way with the slant ones slanty that you burn for them being on the top, because when you fold them down, as you can see, there's no weird flickering happening, and the drywall is on the bottom and this is on the top. They're not in the same exact spot, and I'll show you really quickly why this works. If you take just a normal roof piece, like it could be, and it doesn't matter which kind, it works with all the roof pieces, and you were to change it from the one you built it in to the other type. So if I were to change this to a flat, it actually isn't on the same plane. It's slightly higher. And because of this, we're able to get the top of that higher one to be the floor and the lower one to be the ceiling on the other side without it doing this flickering thing all over. If they were on exactly the same plane, it would all just be a massive flickering and it would look hideous. So this really works out if you do it this way. It's very simple what it is, but it's a really cool detail that will allow us to have a nice floor upstairs and have a nice drywall downstairs. Now here I've removed these foundations. Don't worry about the hole in the wall or that stuff going on. Put down a temporary stair and then attach the catwalks to it, and we're going to snap all the way over to the wall. And you're going to do an elbow shape, and it's not going to let you because that wall is in the way. And you can delete that only because I have a roof above it. See that little roof? It's just temporarily, so I can delete that one. Put the elbow piece in, and then you can put a normal stair, just any old kind, and it says it's floating. It's obviously not floating. The error code "it's floating" usually means something is intersecting with it where it wants to go down. So what you're going to do is, well, first I thought maybe the wall was intersecting with it if it was like maybe a little bit wider. So I switched it out and tried it there, but it was still saying, it was giving me the same error code again, it's floating. So then I took the roof here and just folded it upward, and then it was able to work. The reason why we're using roofs, you'll see in a minute, it's so that we can have these stairs up against the wall, and you don't have to do it that way if you want to just use upper floors. You can actually still use the ceiling, the white ceiling roof piece. Just put that roof in, and then you'll be able to snap the upper floor right through it without burning anything if you want to do a simpler thing. But I don't like doing simple things because I prefer my life to have mostly agony and pain. That's why I play this game, and am still playing this game going into 2023. Happy New Year, everyone, and isn't it a joy to be building? Isn't it a joy? But we're going to be using the new stairs that came with, of course, the Flibberty Gibbet wall set, and this is amazing. This staircase, I love it, almost as much as I love the ceiling, which we've been asking for 4 years. So it's really exciting. While we build, I'm just going to have this be the skinny stairs, just so there's not extra intersection problems happening. But we're going to need to get the roof over now to cover that half floor wide gap. So we're going to remove that one temporarily. We're going to go over by half a catwalk, snap over this way, put this back in. That's going to get the floor lined up exactly with the stairs here. And I'm going to put just any old wall in here, and then grab your slanted brown roof. And it's not going to go, of course, because the stairs are intersecting with a hair, you know, because all the roof pieces have hair on them. It's pubic hair, don't worry about it. And we're just going to, now we'll just try it on this side, because this side doesn't have stairs. And it'll go in once you jump around and tweak your nose and tootle your thumb and your nostrils. I don't know what I'm talking about. But you're just going to get this in, then you're going to burn it, and it's going to be destroyed, and that's good. We like things that are destroyed. That's why you're watching this channel, I think, because we all have agreed at some point, wow, things really couldn't get worse. And then you were like, whoa, guys, look, something, it did. Look at this guy. But anyway, it's good. It's okay. It's fine. We're suffering together. Put this wall in. The roof will not go into the same wall that another one's already in, even if it's burned. So the second wall is what that's for. And we can just get rid of the wall piece. And the way you're going to get rid of the wall piece is you're going to switch what these roofs started off as. So for the slant one, it wants to be a flat one. And I accidentally made it a corner piece. I accidentally made them both corner pieces. That doesn't break the support. But if you make the one that started off as flat be a slant, and then you make the one that started off as a slant be a flat, it'll break the support for both of those roofs, and you'll be able to get rid of that wall. Now you have those roofs there. I'm going to pick them back up, and then those are going to be burned, and then I'm going to put them back down because I wanted to see how it looked, I guess. But they do need to be burned. So put them back up. Don't... See, now that I'm thinking about it, the video, I guess, could be a little shorter, you know? And that's on me, okay? But that is a good thing, because it goes to show that there is room for improvement, and I think that's something that can be a source of hope. You know, if something's very, very bad, well, things can only get better. You know, and I think that's why we are such fans of this game. It is an incredible potential. That's pretty much it. That's just potential, just raw potential, unadulterated, never realized potential. That will never, of course, be realized. That's fine. It's okay. Let's burn this shit. Let's burn things. That's something that can cheer us up in times of darkest night. Put the roof pieces in there, and then you can just repair the upper area and fold the bits down. So, repair, yes, just like all my relationships could use a little bit of this repair. That's okay. We're learning together. It leveled up. We're getting better at this whole thing. Now, as you can see, we have the upper floor, and it goes all the way over to the stairs. You obviously can't do this if you use upper floors. Those are roofs. But we have this really cool area here with a stairwell, and when we put the carpeted stairs in, you'll see just how good that looks. That is... Okay, that's enough. X-rated video is not what we're making today. We've done that. It's the Brotherhood of Steel video. Oh my god, just thinking about it. If you guys haven't seen that, I'm not going to link that one. I'm just not just going to link videos of mine for you to watch. You know, that's self-gratuitous and weird, and like, I'm not just going to sit here and pat myself on the back all day long, all day strong. But, besides, let's just burn this. So I found out that when these are burned, they have a really, really cool texture that looks like a little stone pillar. I mean, we can get rid of that side one because that's dumb. So that was a really cool discovery there. And we're going to use those as the overhangs, poles for the overhangs on the front. And you're going to need to use brick or the basic metal for these arch pieces on the top here if you want to double them up, because for some reason the brick ones, when they're broken, the hitbox they have will allow you to double them up. The other ones in the game do not seem to let you do that. So if you ever want to double up archway pieces, just use the brick. They are the strongest in the game, so it takes a week and a half, and it's very fucking annoying. But then once you can double them up and repair them, you can obviously replace them with whatever kind you actually want to use. And it's pretty simple. And in this case, I'm actually going to stick with a brick. I tried replacing it with the Flibberty Gibbet wall set, but I found that it actually, see how it's kind of indented there? And I didn't really want that happening. So I actually kept it brick, and I thought that that ended up looking pretty good. I don't know what's happening anymore. That it's just we're just it's fine. Everything's okay, guys. We're really it's okay. So anyway, this is really coming along, and it's time to do something else special. So we're gonna do a roof that has like a peak that is intersecting with the other one, and we don't actually have the roof pieces to do this because we don't have the inside bend pieces or whatever. I don't know what you would call them. So we can't actually do this, but we have to burn stuff in order to do it. But let's interrupt that for no reason because I have ADHD, and just to tell you, this whole wall is going to be doubled half walls, and I already showed you how to do that 25 times, plus you already knew when you came into this. So I'm not going to show you doubling this whole wall, but that's all going to be doubled half walls. And then over here, I went back to doing the roof piece. I didn't like take any Adderall or anything like that. I just remembered that there was something that I had started doing about 2 hours previously and thought I should maybe finish that. So then I tried a couple of times to burn this to no avail. Because my aim was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. GG's, and anyway, flame trap, bad. So anyway, then I was able to, if you have a hard time intersecting the roof pieces here, just use the basic one that came with the game, this basic roof piece. And then just replace it to the roof you want, because it has the least amount of chunks hanging off it, so there's a least amount of problem. I started off, by the way, with this using this brown roof because it's my favorite one, but I switched it later. You'll see that it's switched to the basic, I think it's the haunted house roof or something, because there was all that hair. Remember the pubic hair we talked about? It hangs down into the upstairs too much. And it also was the same shade as the floor, and it was just too much going on there. But anyway, to do the upstairs, by the way, you're just going to burn the roof again and place in those ceilings, just like we did before, except this time, obviously, we don't have to fold down the roof. It's just, we can have a ceiling in the upstairs, and it's quite simple. Just put in the roof, burn it, and then you can put in the ceiling part of the roof. But I absolutely love that new roof. I haven't used it as a roof yet, but for ceilings, hell yeah. We don't have that yet. We hadn't had it yet. Now, for some reason, this needed me to have flat roofs. I tried like changing them out, and it was green, but it was saying, no, you can't have it. So I ended up changing. I don't think that made any difference, but I changed the upper ones to flat roofs, and then it finally let me do it. These ones, I don't know why, but they needed to be flat. Flat, I say, flat. Get them flat. There you go. It did it. So, and then it let me do it. Anyway, what we're doing here is we're going to make a double full wall just for that top strip. This is the back of the house we're looking at. And so in order to do that, obviously we have to double the bottom of the wall so we can stack them. So you're going to double that up just using these foundations out here you can put them back to back. If, remember, you use doorways of a certain type, and then you just delete them. And we're going to do that the whole way down. This one, it let me place in there. This one, again, green and not going in, so I had to fold that one down to be flat again, and then it let me. I think. I don't even know what's happening at this point. So anyway, that is how we're going to do that. It's very simple to double up. You guys know how to double up walls. I assume you know how to double up on human suffering. Since you're watching this video, I assure you, you've mastered that. Now for the bottom, what we're going to do is make it an entire wall of just these big-ass French doors that are slid open partially. This is an effect that we've done before, and I'm sure other people have too, and I'm sure we weren't the first people to do it, and I'm sure that if you looked back in the annals of history, you would find that no one cares who did it first, except for the person, of course, who did it. So if you're watching this and you came up with these wonderful doors, these French doors using these half glass walls, well, I congratulate you, madam or sir, and tip my hat to you. What a great job you've done, and what a contribution you've made to the community. I'm immeasurably proud of your work, and we're going to use it today. So let's use the catwalks again, and this will allow us to place it an exact half over. And again, we're using, you know, some of these half walls are sticking out a little bit. You'll see the one on the right is sticking out. That's because it's a door, so it's slightly out. And then this one is open, slid open. And you want to move that, but you can't because that is the support of these half walls. To break the support of the half walls, you just have to break them. Just destroy them with anything. If you want to use the flame trap, that's fine with me. I don't mind. I don't mind if you do it that way. You could do it with a big fish. If someone was there and hitting you with a fish, and then it hit the wall and did damage to the wall, that would also work as well. But I don't usually work with fish because of the stench that it creates. But now we have this wonderful open look. You know, it really opens up the whole house, makes it much bigger feeling, and it also helps us figure out what to do with the outside, because to be quite honest with you, I was not sure what to do with this huge outer wall, because it's hard to make something vast as a barn wall look like it's got detail and all that. And you really want to focus on details when you're building. That's what's going to bring your camp to life and set it apart. So I was really struggling there, and that's why I chose to do the big glass walls. I hope it worked out. I think I like how it looks. It's kind of not very Tudor-y style, but it's kind of a more modern look on the back, I guess, and then a Tudor style on the front. Now, I wanted to have these, see, I have these burned walls, and I wanted to hang lights on them, but you can't hang any lights on broken walls. It doesn't let you. So I stacked these up, and then I lined up a conduit to be perfectly lined up. And this was honestly my first try, and it magically lined up. I couldn't, if I were to do this again, it would take me so long. So that was just really lucky that I was able to line it up so well. And I think I have a cough in my throat, and I'm just going to hold it down and be in pain for you guys so that I don't have to cough ever again in the video or have to worry about redoing anything. So then, obviously, you can put lights on conduits, and then you can place a wall right over top of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these lights on the conduits, which is going to give us the illusion that the lights are hanging from the walls that don't exist yet. You can see that it's lined up, and you can get rid of the shelves here in that conduit on the end, and the conduits will float because they are magically allowed to do that. And then you can just snap the Flibberty Gibbet walls right over top of it, and then when they're burned, it'll have... I couldn't hold it in longer. I tried so hard to just get... I really did try. And I feel like that's something that people don't really seem to understand, you know? There's a lot that goes into making videos on YouTube that people don't appreciate. And sometimes you run out of lozenges. And sometimes you just want a way to work into the video an excuse to say the word lozenge because it's so fun. And so I did. So here it is. That actually turned out pretty good. And you can see the conduits if you look closely, but like it doesn't really matter. It just looks like it's hanging from the walls that we have there. So I think it looks really good, and I'm really surprised by how good that actually turned out. And now let's look at the finished product. And yeah, wow, this was a interesting excursion. And I'm not really a master at the clean, crisp, new-looking house. It is very big and bulky. I'll admit it. And maybe it looks a bit like an elephant with 400 eyeballs. But I think it turned out pretty good. If for my abilities, I think it looks pretty good. And also, you can add to this. You can definitely not make it if you don't want to. That's always an option. You could downscale it a bit so it's not so bulky and huge. I don't know anything, to be honest. So let's just maybe... Oh yeah, and I switched the roof out here to the gray one. And also, if you want to add power to your build, and this is where you want to put it. So just what I did was I would just replace like one of these roof pieces with a flat one. And that would allow me to place the generator in there and the conduits and stuff, attach the wires. And then you can just replace it, obviously, back to the slanted one. And but that's a good way to hide the power. And let's go inside here. Hello? Is anyone home? So I use these Halloween, the haunted house doors just because they open in and off to that side. A lot of the other doors open to the other side, and it blocks your view when you first walk in. But that is... I don't know what I'm doing here with the decoration, but I think... That's okay. It's o'clock and there's stuff. And let's go into the bathroom. Let's go into the bathroom. Go in the. Let's go into the bathroom now, and then it's Santa. This is a shower fixture. I got the idea to do this from Vapid Valentine, and I will link the video from whence I got that. Sorry, Vapid Valentine. That your moment of joy has to be shared with the Santa here, but he had to go really bad. And this is just a cabinet to put stuff in, like your 400 toothbrushes, and an excuse to have that in my camp because I want to put ammo in it. And we can like look at the kitchen, I guess, but you know, don't expect anything great here because I built it. Over there is the sitting room. We'll look at that in a moment. And this obviously is my favorite part of the build, so I had to look at it for no reason. Anyway, this is a very shabby kitchen. I'm not really a kitchen person. I got the idea for this sink from Nina Alabaster. I happened to see her camp in-game, and she had a sink that was sunk down using this as the sink base, and I thought it was an awesome idea. And what better way to honor an awesome idea than to absolutely just rip it off and steal it and put it in my video and then pretend that I came up with it. So I did that. It was my idea to have that. I came up with that sink idea just right now, and it's so good looking. And this, I put an incense burner in the stove to make it look like it's smoking. And I don't know, as far as the kitchens go, it's pretty dismal, but I don't know how to make kitchens. I try to stay out of them as much as possible, you know, just DoorDash a burger here and there, warm up something in the microwave and then get out. It's kind of a place that I try not to tarry. And I don't know how to make houses either, so let's get rid of this rug. I don't even think it wants to be here. There isn't a rug. What? You saw a rug? I didn't see any rug there. So over here we have the sitting room. And I looked up a bunch of like inspirational videos about how to make, you know, get out of bed in the morning. Of the Tudor house. And a lot of them had vaulted ceilings and chandeliers hanging down. And all I really got out of it was that the furniture looked old. There were plants and stuff. And people had a bunch of allergies. So I thought I would try to get that vibe going in here. So I tried to create this kind of cozy, cramped look while also maintaining the fact that I don't have a ton of budget. So I want to kind of clutter clumps, if that makes sense. These little street lights in there are really nice lighting tools because they don't count as lights. So you can have an infinite amount of them. Of course, I stacked those bookcases and sunk them in together. This is, of course, my favorite part of the build is the stairs with the ceiling in that little area. And let's go upstairs and see what I did up here. Yeah. Well, obviously, I left this place open for egress and not because I couldn't come up with something to put in the corner. It's just for safety reasons. You want to be able to run around there and go downstairs. It certainly wasn't because I was fresh out of ideas for what to put there. But I made this little seat thing with the avocado seats, and this is my favorite painting in the game. It's my family at what? Never mind. But anyway, it's just like the orthodontists loved us. You know what I mean? And over here we have, like, it's not Tudor style really, and it's not really modern style. It's just kind of like, we went exploring and let's sit around and think about it. So that's what I did. I thought, it started off as I wanted a reading nook, and that turned into fucking Dora the Explorer in some toxic plant here. And I don't know. You know, next thing I know, I'm trying to steal the Declaration of Independence or whatever it was. Who knows? I don't even know. But I thought, you know, there's a lot of that kind of style of things. Let's put it all in one spot. And so then, you know, the guy that lives here suddenly was an explorer. Over here, I made a much cleaner and simpler looking bedroom. And I got the idea for those, to use those metal things as like an art installment from Vapid Valentine, of course. I'm always stealing her ideas, especially her decoration ideas. I don't know how she comes up with stuff like that. I never would have thought to use it that way, but I saw her doing it. And I thought, I'm going to just rip that idea right out of there and steal it. And it looks so good. I never would have made that on my own. So anyway, always steal from people and take their ideas because it makes your stuff better. You know, that's what building and art and sharing your work is all about, is inspiring people to steal your ideas and make things, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was a pretty good bedroom for me to come up with. Obviously, I used those modules there, but this is where the pubic hair of the roof would hang down if you were to use the one. And obviously, there's still stuff hanging down. You don't need to use that roof if you want to avoid that altogether, but for me, it was a trade-off worth doing. Some of you might think otherwise. And that is your prerogative. And I don't really know what the word prerogative means, but I know that it's used in that context, so I went for it there, and I hope that it made sense to you, and I hope that it really put a hole in your bagel today. And obviously we can just come out the door here, which is slid open, obviously forever and ever, and we have these beautiful lights on the back deck. We have, I don't know, I put this thing out here, just some little decorations here and there. This is me running away from the mole rat dinner party, obviously. Maybe an AC unit or something, and there's weeds under it, because we don't have a weed whacker. We don't have that. But I think that in terms of like something that I made, this wasn't too bad. And I really appreciate you guys watching and watching my videos for however long you have. Thank you so much. If you're not already in my Discord, consider hopping in there. The link will be in the description. It's a great community, except for that one guy. It's me. I'm talking about me. And I also stream on Twitch. So you could watch me stream on there. Thank you so much to my patrons and channel members for your support. You guys are making the dream really come true. You know? The dream, the end all dreams. It's a nightmare. No, I'm loving everything here except for my breath. I'm gonna go brush my teeth. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in Radiation Rumble, the next video.